Hello and welcome everybody, this is Greg from Kill Team Hungary, and if everything is as I think it is, we have solved the audio loop issue. It was the most stupidest thing ever. But we are now alive, so here's my face. How are you guys doing? Hope you are doing fine. So let me just quickly check the audio feedback. I'm gonna mute this real quick. Gonna check it on my phone so that everything is well. I hope you guys will tune in. Just as last time, we had Nathan, Calcul as well, and a couple of others. So let's see, I'm muting this and be right back. Testing for audio loop, 1, 2. It seems I have solved the problem. Alright, so quick shout out to all my Patreon supporters, Nathan X2000, Asmogan, who I wish a speedy recovery. Who else? Mr. Grizzly, Shiva, Skirmitar, Sci-Fi Law, and Skeletkopf. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for your continued support. Super chats are on if you would like to have miniatures painted with your name on them. I have a Raven Guard at the ready, Raven Guard Reavers, Thousand Suns Warp Coven, Death Guard, and Necrons. So I have a lot of miniatures I can paint your name on. So $5 and up, and you will get your name painted on the miniatures. Quick shout out also to the sponsors of the channel, RTLW, Cromlech.eu with bitsofwar.com, and of course GameMat.eu. Thank you very much for these awesome companies for sponsoring the channel. And of course, all my buddies, and we have Brother Dr. Calcul in the chat. We have Alliance Amen, and I hope Nathan will be joining us as well. Quick update regarding my everyday life. After 2 months, the disaster, what the kitchen was, is finally over. I have completely rebuilt the kitchen. It was very expensive. In other very good news, it seems I'll be getting my family back fairly soon. Now there's light at the end of the tunnel, so maybe January. So the family will be coming back. I am very, very happy about that. Yeah. Today is my mother's birthday, who is not with us for the 19th year now. I have a candle burning next to me on the desk. So, wherever you are. Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's raining. All right. Why we have gathered here, I think you know. Because we have some Games Workshop bashing to do. So let's just try and read and react to this this absolute mind-blowing statement yet again, which had been issued from GW. I've tried to make a video. I tried to write a script on this topic. I spent about 2 hours on it, and I literally got brain cancer, so I thought I would just make a live video. It's much easier to just come and improvise and read along. So here we go. What is it? This shit. Oh my god. So if you've been living under a rock for the past week, this thing, let me just quickly take the music a little bit down. It's fine, I think. So if you did not know, Joseph Innes is back. Hello, KTH. Damn, COVID sucks. That is true, Lions. Amen. You can tell me again. Just checking the chat. I need to move this window away. Here. Alright. Where are we now? Boop. Boop. We are back on track. By the way, yeah, so where were we? Yes. This happened in Spain. I don't know when. There was a Spanish tournament, big 40k tournament, and it turns out that, let me just pull down the desktop audio a little bit. It turns out that a player, a Spanish player, went under the name of the Austrian painter, if you know what I mean, if you know your history well, turned up in a neo-Nazi style uniform and started playing people. The people, of course, outraged by this, because who wouldn't be outraged by Nazi-looking people turning up at an event where nothing should be politicized, and that goes for the other part of the political spectrum as well, started to freak out and call the police. The police, since, by Spanish law, it's Scarbitar! Jesus Christ! Hi, man! Thank you for your continuous support on Patreon. So, the police arrived, and obviously the Games Workshop tournament, this was an official event. Games Workshop organizers wanted the dude gone, taken away by police. The police, according to Spanish law, could not do anything with the dude, since, according to Spanish law, it's not illegal to dress up as a Nazi. Well, cannot blame them. Spain was kind of fascist during the Franco era. And further down the line, the organizers also failed to put it into their tournament rules that you cannot show up dressed as a Nazi. And what constitutes as Nazi? Okay, we can go into that as well. That was also not defined. So anyway, the organizers could not do anything with the dude, so he started playing. Normally, when we see a hate group showing up, the obvious thing to do is standing up to this hateful individual and kicking the shit out of him on the tabletop. No, the people just refused to play him, basically giving him free wins. And this continued until the dude went pretty high up the ladder and basically finished at a very high spot on the tournament, thanks to people conceding when paired up with him, because they are not willing to play against a Nazi. So basically you let the Nazi win. That is some 200 IQ shit right there. So, after the event, obviously, the Games Workshop tournament organizers went to Big Mama, or Big Daddy, whatever you want to call it, the mother company, and this happened. An official statement yet again. And now we will read through it and I will comment on it and the levels of bullshit this article is presenting us. So here we go. So buckle up. This is going to be interesting and hilarious. Let's see. First, the chat. So, the Imperium of Man is driven by hate, not Warhammer, said the people who attacked fan animators and threatened the community with copyright rules. Well, we will get to that later. Don't worry about it. I have things here loaded up. Let me just get them ready. Oh, yeah. Do I have preview? Let's see. Let's see if I have preview. Jose Jesus Ricardo. Hi, man. Welcome to the stream. So, Alex says, no fancy dress. Of course, man. Thank you very much, says Skirmitar. Stream title got my attention. I mean, what the fuck? Lions, amen. As poor guy just wanted to cosplay as Death Corps of Krieg, but didn't have any costume, so he had to improvise. If he was playing Death Corps, he would have been fine, says Alex. Kairos, the Fate Weaver. Hello. I have a question, since one of your heads tells the truth and one of them just only lies. Are you a gene stealer? So back to the prep. I just quickly open stuff and then I will just spoon feed you guys some stuff. No. And what does the other vet say? Yes? Alright. I knew it! By the way, music by the awesome Legio Symphonica, good friend of the channel. He let me use his stuff. So, shout out to him as well. Love his work. Go and sub to that dude. Alright, here we go. So, the Imperium is driven by hate. Warhammer is not. There are no goodies in Warhammer 40,000, in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. None. Especially not in the Imperium of Man. Oh boy. Its numberless legions of soldiers and zealots bludgeon their way across the galaxy, delivering death to anyone and anything that doesn't adhere to their blinkered view of purity. Just like the far leftists that infiltrated Games Workshop. Anyway, moving on. Almost every man and woman toils in misery, either on the battlefield where survival is measured in hours, if you're a guardsman, or in the countless manufactorums and hive slums that fuel the Imperial war machine. Alright, so far that's kind of true. All of this in slavish servitude to the living corpse god emperor, whose commandments are at best only half remembered, twisted by time and the fallibility of humanity. Sounds a bit like Chaos. Chaos is talking to me from this article. Anyway, Warhammer 40,000 isn't just grim dark, it's the grimmest, darkest. Really? Let me just quickly open a window here. Uh, Warhammer community. Let me just get something really quickly here. The Warhammer community. So let me just quickly see if I can find this art. But anyway, so articles, webcomics, list building, articles, Warhammer 40,000, and Warhammer Vault. Anyway, so if you remember, the dude, hold your horses. I think I may have found it. Or maybe not. Anyway, of course, all of this shit is everywhere, but when I need it, it's not. So, Warhammer 40,000 is the grimmest of darkness. What the fuck is this shit over here? The Sister Novitiate is cheering with a Tau Pathfinder, laughing, and basically like jumping out of their boots because they got Warhammer Plus vouchers. Do you remember the Gilliman playing tabletop with the Necron Overlord, and they are just having a good time? This kind of style cartoonish shit. Warhammer 40,000 is the grimmest, darkest. Yes. My ass. Jesus. Anyway, moving on. Where was I? Oh yeah. The Imperium of Man stands as cautionary tale of what could happen should the very worst of humanity's lust for power and extreme, unyielding xenophobia sets in. Alright. Like so many aspects of Warhammer 40,000, the Imperium of Man is satirical. Now, blah blah blah, satirical, what the... Okay. So, the Imperium of Man is the worst of humanity, as an example, because of lust for power and unyielding xenophobia. The Eldar. The Eldar are literally calling mankind, Monkai, which means monkey. But where is it? Where am I supposed to be pointing? Here? Whatever. But you cannot write and call people in your codices monkeys. Yeah, because, you know, might be kind of racist. The Necron. The Necron want to kill everything that has a pulse. And the Destroyer cult wants to kill everything after they had killed everything with a pulse. Huh? Hatred and xenophobia, right? Kim, das Schwänchen. Herzlich willkommen zu dem Stream. Ich freue mich, dass du hier bist. Bitte genießen, den Stream genießen. Ich hoffe, dass ich das korrekt gesagt. Weiß es nicht. Добро пожаловать, дорогие друзья. Stream Idiot. And Szeretettel köszöntök mindenkit, hogyha van magyar néző, most megy a stream, éppen verjük a tamtamot a Games Workshop-on. So, after that international shout out to everybody. So, Eldar are extremely xenophobic. They call people monkeys. Necron want to kill everyone. And even themselves if the Destroyer cult gets the upper hand. The Orc want to kill everyone. And themselves, just for fun. The Tyranids want to kill everyone. Because. The Tau, they castrate people. And they have a caste system, which does not really let you go from here to there. And once you're in the caste, you die in the caste. And everything is... They're basically Japanese space communists. And the ethereals are controlling everyone against their will. There are theories about that. But anyway. But the big problem is the Imperium of Man. Because it's tyrannical and xenophobic. I'm not going to read this bullshit because it's just their hypocrisy and their self-contradiction. Moving on. Oh, wait. I am going to read this because here. The Imperium is not an aspirational state because the Eldar are. The craft worlds and the Tau sept structure is aspirational. Outside of the in-universe perspective of those who are slaves to its system, it's a monstrous civilization, and its monstrousness is plain for all to see. Again, the Necron want to genocide everyone, because they're not Necron. The Tyranids want to kill everyone for their biomass. That is okay, right? It's because the Imperium is similar to Nazis in a fascistic regime. That is why they are the most problematic. Biltan basically just slaughters unarmed civil populations of humanity. They just show up and they fucking kill everyone. That's okay. Nathan with the £5 super chat. I owe you a figurine, good friend. Thank you very much. Let me get this straight, he says. So Warhammer is allowed to mock terrible ideologies through satire, but when Arch does it, suddenly it's not acceptable. Well, yes. Do as I say and not as I do is the name of the game over at GW. Oh my god, the Dark Eldar. Thank you, Lions Amen. The Dark Eldar basically sodomize your ass. It's basically cock and ball torture. And when they kill you, they clone you and do it again. Or maybe just cut your head off. Their homunculi is going to sew your head back on something else, which has even bigger pain reception. And they torture your ass again. Ad infinitum, as they say. That's okay. That's okay, according to Games Workshop. Because the Imperium of Man is the big baddie. That said, we continue. That said, certain real-world hate groups and adherents... Do I read it correctly? Of historical ideologies better left in the past, sometimes seek to claim intellectual properties for their own enjoyment and co-opt them for their own agendas. Really now? Now with that said, I would like to direct your attention to this picture right here. Let's wait until the preview loads it up so I can be absolutely sure that it's on the screen. Here we go. This is an official... By the way, I took this picture from Commissar Gamza's latest video. This is the official Games Workshop paint scheme for a Gort. I don't know about you guys, but this here is a swastika. Also, moving on. This here looks as if a Second World War Panzer, German Panzer commander goggles. And the overall design of this miniature is extremely reminiscent to the Hugo Boss designed Second World War German SS uniform. If you don't know what the SS was, it was basically the Schutzstaffen of the Nazi party, basically the stormtroopers, the crazies. The Wehrmacht was also something, but the SS was the absolute zealous idiots of the Nazi party. Games Workshop. What the fuck is this? Also, let's just get this out of the way. Let's read this one more time. That said, certain real-world hate groups and adherents of historical ideologies better left in the past, seek to claim intellectual properties for their own enjoyment and to co-opt them for their own agendas. Claim intellectual properties for their own enjoyment. Terminator, Alien, Dune, the whole Tolkien universe. Enough about that. So ideologies claim intellectual properties for their own enjoyment and co-opt them for their own agendas. Exactly. This is how GW took, again, official GW artwork, and hence, this is a swastika, yet again. But this is not what I was trying to tell you, trying to show you. Nope. Oh, god damn it. Is it this? Ah, yes. The red gobo. Do you guys know what the red gobo is? The red gobo is a communist character in the 40k lore, in the Gork and Mork game, who led a communist revolution as being a part of the committee, which is a basically real historical, a communist committee, you know, those who decided who should be lined up to the wall and shot, and who to send onto the gulags, right? This is their Christmas model, yes. This is modded, of course, but the original Red Gobo, according to the official Games Workshop lore, is a communist revolutionary. So Games Workshop is perfectly fine with issuing a communist revolutionary model named the Red Gobo. And we all know from history that communist revolutions are bloodless, not a bullet is shot, and mostly peaceful. Mostly peaceful revolution. You cannot make this shit up. Moving on. We have said it before, but a reminder about what we believe in. This is from the, I think, 2 years ago, maybe 1.5 years ago, when the George Floyd riots were going on and BLM was burning everything, mostly peacefully. We believe and support a community united by shared values and mutual kindness and respect. I didn't really see any kindness or respect towards the fans lately. Our fantasy settings are grim and dark. Not really anymore. You killed that. But that is not a reflection of who we are or how we feel the real world should be. Of course not, you idiots, because otherwise you would be genocidal maniacs who are totally down with BDSM cock and ball torture. Just saying. I hope not. But I think the communist part is true, because Games Workshop is full of communists. We will never accept nor condone any form of prejudice, hatred, or abuse in our company, except towards our fans, or in the Warhammer hobby. Then why the hell are you allowing communist iconography, having Nazi paint schemes with swastikas, official paint schemes? It's retconned. No. Oh, it was in the past. We are... No. Unless you forgive what the Nazis did, what happened in the past happened. So that happened. But it's most importantly, what is happening now? Because you guys are basically enabling communist ideology in your hobby while saying that hatred, prejudice, and anything else is not allowed. So it's not good when it's right-wing and Nazis, but it's perfectly fine when it's communism and communist revolutionaries. If you come to... Oh, and by the way, genocide and such, because apart from the Imperial Man, every faction in the Warhammer universe is out to kill humanity. Why? Because humanity is trying to survive. And the Imperial Man does not hate. It uses hate to direct its citizens towards defending humanity. Otherwise, humanity would die in like a week in the universe of Warhammer 40,000, because chaos is out to get them. The Eldar are trying to survive as well, but they hate humanity. They call humanity and humans monkeys. Dark Eldar, I think enough said. Tyranids are just trying to nom everything, even their own, by the way. The Gene Stealer cults, also revolutionaries, but they infiltrate a society, they go into hiding, they rape women to infect them with their genome, and basically they taint the population until they reach critical mass, kind of like the communists, and then it's a big uprising, then through which they call in the many-armed god, which is basically a Tyranid high fleet, which comes down, kills everyone, them as well, the Gene Stealer cults as well, and everybody turns into a protein shake, which is slurped up by the high fleet. By the way, Gene Stealer cults call everybody who is not them impure and unclean. Watch Angels of Death, episode 2, 3. The cult leader or some neophyte or something calls the Astartes unpure, unclean, and so on, because it's all about the DNA, what they have. And so they are just like closer to Nazis. By the way, 10 people are watching the live stream. Thank you very much, guys. I think it's a record. 22. Jesus Christ. And again, the Imperium of Man is fueled by hatred and xenophobia. If you come to a Games Workshop event or store and behave to the contrary, so like what has been said before, including wearing the symbols of real-world hate groups. Let me repeat this. Real-world hate groups. You will be asked to leave. We won't let you participate. We don't want your money. Let me repeat this. We don't want your money. We don't want you in the Warhammer community. Let's just highlight this real quick and put it in the center. Okay. If you come to a Games Workshop event or store and behave to the contrary, including wearing symbols of real-world hate groups, how many times did it occur that Nazis showed up to... How many times you guys heard that Nazis showed up to a Warhammer event and played? This is the first time I hear, and okay, maybe second time, because in the Austrian Warhammer shop in Vienna, there were some rumors going around that it's basically a Hitlerjugend training place, a Nazi indoctrination center, which I do not believe. Apart from, Austria being the birthplace of Adolf Hipster, I don't believe this. This is the first official sighting for me that a Nazi participated in a group event. But riddle me this: how many times do people show up in commissar uniforms or wearing communist symbols and iconography, the hammer and sickle, and whatever? I hear that a lot. To be honest. And nobody throws out the people with the transgender Marines, the gay Marines, painted in the LGBT colors, the commie colors, whatever, X, because people bring in their political ideologies on the table, but if it's not the right one, they are left alone. It's the wrong one, they get kicked out of the store. The three-letter group, starting with B, continuing with, and ending in, is a hate group. In the official Warhammer community webpage, Facebook page, there are tons of people, even in the official fan pages as well. There are tons of people with their avatars having the three-letter hate group. What is it called? Profile pictures with the filter on it. There's this anti... I'm not going to say them. They are basically the opposite of fascists, what they claim to be opposite of, but they are fascists as well. They also have Facebook pictures with filters on. And when I ask them why they bring their politics into the hobby, I'm kicked out of the Facebook page. Same with Reddit. When I asked, why is it okay to display communist iconography, far leftist views, and basically spewing hate, exclusion, and discrimination, I immediately get called a Nazi and I'm kicked out of the Reddit group as well. Moving on. We will not let you participate. And what if I'm a closet Nazi? What if I don't dress like that, behave, and I'm just behaving well, but I am a Nazi? How do you control that? Do you want a pedigree from me, or do you want an official statement that I need to sign that, yes, I am not a Nazi, but what if I lie? How do you control this? Next sentence. We don't want your money. Bullshit! All you want is my money, Games Workshop. This is what you always do. This is why you give people virtual vouchers next to their Warhammer Plus subscriptions, because nobody wants to buy your shit, and you want us to buy your shit. This is the exact opposite of what you think. The past 1 year, June 22nd it started. Yeah, last year. Go watch my the Warhammer Plus debacle video. Why is the IP controversy happening? Such as such. This is when the Hasbro executive took over, and since then, all they want is our money. Otherwise, they wouldn't be. So basically, they would crawl butt naked on shattered glass of the customer, and this is how bad they want the money of the customer. And they say they don't want your money. Bullshit. If I am a Nazi and I or fascist or whatever, the wrong ideology, the wrong extremist ideology, and I click the order button on the web shop, how are they not going to sell me their stuff? We don't want you in the Warhammer community. Again, how do you exclude me from the Warhammer community? You cannot. By the way, Brett Verdesheim, $5 super chat. Oh my God, thank you very much, man. Wouldn't be surprised that someone scream about a Star of David and tries to get a person kicked out. Oh yeah. I want to see that happen. So yeah. Anyway. And now here comes the wind down. For those heroes out there running their own Warhammer events, we'd love for you to join us in this stance. So we want us to join, we as in Games Workshop, they want us to join the communist committee of event organization. Over the year, we have been fortunate enough to support events like Adepticon, Las Vegas Open. This is a breeding ground of communists. Blood and Gory, and many, many more with terrain prizes, blah, 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 blah. If you need our help running the event, including creating safe and rewarding experience for your attendees. So they want us to organize safe events because people's souls are made out of marshmallow. Just dropped our event teams and blah, 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 blah. We love to hear from you. And if you're an educator, youth worker, or leader of a young person's group, then we would support you too. Yes, we are supporting you with plastic, which is basically worthless, what we are selling, because this Northern Exile, go watch Northern Exile's video. The Primaris Intercessor box. The Primaris Intercessor box is about $35 or something. Each sprue in that box per sprue is $3 worth. The exact worth of one sprue of the Primaris Intercessor box is $3. The rest is the box. The box is the actual cardboard and the printed colored stuff, which is printed, the artwork and everything, costs about double. And the rest is the profit margin. So we would like to support you with worthless stuff so you can indoctrinate young people with our right ideology. We will even give you a commie gobbo, the Red Gobbo, who is actually a communist revolutionary, according to official GW lore. We have already contributed millions of pounds of Warhammer Alliance Network. Warhammer Alliance Network? What the fuck? And we are committed to continue to provide free miniatures because it's basically worthless to us because it's basically we are producing them for free. Resources to schools, scouts, Boy Scouts, and similar youth groups. I wonder what you need to sign in order to get this. Our hope is that our Warhammer Alliance can continue to provide creative education outlet educational outlet, building a community of shared belongings and respect. Between young people for all walks of life. If you're interested in the Warhammer Alliance, please blah, 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 blah. All right. So I don't know what you guys think about this, but this is yet again a very, very good example about GW's doublethink, double standard, and overall hypocrisy. They are saying that this Imperium of Man, because a Nazi showed up who was an absolute troll, called himself the Austrian Painter, showed up, people just conceded to him, they let him walk up the tournament rank, and he finished pretty high up the rank, possibly even winning prizes. And then they went cry to Daddy GW about this. And then they needed to do this this thing. GW fucked up by not declaring their tournament rules explicitly. Their tournament rules were not well written. And if it were well written, they most probably would have excluded right-wing iconography and whatever. Heinrich Himmler in the Second World War said that I will tell who is the Jew. Games Workshop says I am going to tell who is the Nazi. So everybody who does not agree with them, it seems, is a Nazi. Was this dude correct in dressing up and going to the tournament as a neo-Nazi? Because I also saw the dude's uniform. Let me just see if I can get this. Thank you guys very much for the support and all the super chats. Man, you guys are awesome. Drop me a comment under the video for those people who super chatted, and I can rewind this back. You guys are going to get another name on miniatures. So yeah, thank you very much. So let me just see. Games Workshop Tournament Nazi. Let me just. Aha! Here we go. Let me just download this real quick, and I will show you. It has hate-symbols.jpg. Awesome. Where is it? Here we go. So as you can see on the screen, apparently the Austrian painter, the guy who was named the Austrian Painter, was appearing at this tournament wearing this in Spain. So this is a Spanish tournament. Was appearing in this uniform, all black, with a I don't know if this is an acronym, but it looks like a Celtic cross with red arrows. I mean, it's pretty neo-Nazi iconography. White, red, black, textbook neo-Nazi. And of course, a nice daisy chain of swastikas. I'm not sure if this is the swastika that points in the right direction. Let me just have a quick control over this, because, you know, he just might be a fucking troll. Let me just see quick. Nazi swastika. Yes, it is in fact pointing in the right direction, so I will give it that. Yeah. So this looks like a real thing, because in Hungary we also had our fair share of fascists during the history, during World War II. We also had hate groups and fascist groups that had the swastika, but each branch of the swastika was a scythe. So this is correct. These are textbook neo-Nazi symbols. I give it at that. And yeah, and overall red hoodie effect. But at least the dude has his mask on. But of course not covering his nose, so asshole alert. Not that the mask help anyway. I cannot see what he's playing. Is this fantasy or something else? I think he is playing orcs, but I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe he's just doing... Oh no, this is an AdMech flyer, so this is definitely some 40k shit happening here. All right. So, where was I? Yeah, this was an absolute troll, and the guy should not have dressed up as a Nazi or a neo-Nazi or anything which symbolizes political ideology and bringing it to a tournament. But if he is not allowed to do it, by the way, he was, because it's not against Spanish law, and the tournament rules did not specify, as GW confessed, and the organizers admitted. So if he is not allowed to go there dressed like this, are people allowed to enter tournaments dressed as commissars, who were political officers in the Second World War in the Red Army, who basically shot people for retreating, or just pushed people into the firing line because, you know, not one step back. Are people allowed to wear hammer and sickle t-shirts? I mean, I used to wear them when I was 14 to troll the hell out of people, because in Hungary everybody hates the Russians except me, because I have a Russian wife. I didn't know what it was until I was educated enough. And once I learned that this was responsible, this symbol and the whole ideology, because Second World War wasn't won by communism. It was won by the Russian people. Their leaders were communists, but the will and extreme love for their country, there wasn't any ideology behind it. They were attacked and they retaliated. The Russian people did not strike a deal with the Nazis. Stalin did. Everybody forgets this. And of course they were sent. Like, they were sent and they obliged. And yeah, but the ideology killed 100 million people around the world. China, Jesus Christ, about 45 million people died of hunger because they were eating white clay out of the ground, because there were nothing to eat, because Mao ordered to kill all the birds because they were singing, all the sparrows, and it was annoying as fuck. So they killed all the birds. The locusts came, the insects, disease. The locusts ate everything. There weren't any birds to kill and eat the insects. General famine. People were not able to grow rice. What did they do? The next logical thing, dig a hole in the ground and eat the wet white clay. A couple of days later, they died horribly. Amazing. That's the great leap forward. And of course, not to mention just killing the intellectual part of society, because we don't want people to think for themselves. Anyway, so my point is this: if Nazis are not allowed to participate in, and hate groups participate in Warhammer tournaments, clubs, or they are not allowed to be members of the community, then I would kindly and humbly ask GW to treat the far left ideology groups, far left hate groups, and people appearing in Commissar and all sorts of hammer and sickle insignia and communist symbols as well, to not let them come to tournaments, to appear in groups, and kick them out just as well as Nazis, because political ideologies, and I mean political ideologies, I mean also the trans activists and not don't come in the shop painted, your army painted in trans colors and such. And this is not transphobia. This is not hating on other people. No, I come here to spend my 2 hours, which I could spend doing anything else, but I choose to spend it with a hobby to get away from real world troubles. Just go to the table, and even if you're painted that way, okay, let's say, fine, shut your mouth about political ideology, what you believe in. I don't care. I came here to play, and I am not interested in your bullshit. I'm interested in throwing dice, and if your miniatures have names like which is affiliated with political ideology, because some people paint names on their bases like I do. I usually paint from the name generator in official Kill Team name generator tables, or historical or mythological stuff. I don't do that. And music stopped. What is... Oh, this is hilarious, by the way. So yeah, I would love to have the hobby politics free. And that's the takeaway of it. And this article right here is 100% bullshit. And Games Workshop should be ashamed of themselves. They should purge the communists from their ranks. And I join the... not the sentiment, what's the right word? The initiative. The initiative of Arch Warhammer, formerly known as Arch Warhammer, now only known as Arch, and Razor Fist, in the notion of gatekeeping our hobby. Since Games Workshop is clearly not doing it for us. So I would also like to say, fight fire with fire, gatekeep the hobby. If you have communists showing up in all sorts of far left uniforms, don't play with them. Ask the store owner to do something about it, because this is politicized. And if the store owner turns out to be a communist as well, just form your own hobby groups and hobby circles, and that's it. And that's it. If you politely ask to please do not bring your political ideology into the hobby space, and they refuse to do so, then I would say treat them in kind and create your own hobby circles, because this is unacceptable. Plus, you cannot exclude people from the hobby. This is impossible to do so. All right, this is me ranting for an hour now. Let's catch up with the chat. The Trader Guardsman, hello, says Hail Hydra. Space Vantic, just because their names commissars doesn't mean they look the part. Pre-6th, they had black trench coats and visor caps. None of you remember that. That is correct. I have started playing from 8th edition. The Empire is full of Nazi, must be the Iron Cross and the skulls. What about the Black Templars, by the way? Breath says, glad stuck on Battletech since Grasshopper and Thunderbolt mechs are life. Nyctophora, oh my god, what a name, says, at Space Vantic, I remember Commissar Bone from old White Dwarf pics that peaked cap and all. Yep. Skimitar says, go woke, go broke. I hope so. The fiasco of where it happened was Spain. Yes, and the dude was a phalangist. I don't know what it is. Probably a right-wing group of some sort. Kent Grostan says, Lamau, this channel is crying, laughing emoji. I'll try. The only group I hate in the world is the woke HRPR departments. You said it, brother. GW, das sind Halsabschneider. What is Halsabschneider? I hope this is, I hope I just did not demonetize my own channel. Halsabschneider. Cutthroats. I did not know that word. It is also a good word. Fitting. Northern Exile is great for finding out how is it on the inside of GW. That is 100% true. Go and watch Northern Exile working for GW and his GW stories. Yep, they're hypocrites and also, yep. Brett Wernsheim says, $10 in 5 year, a tactical squad is 120 USD. Humans fight side by side with the Tau and Eldar while interbreeding. All right. Lions, you said hypocrites. Hypocrites was the Greek dude. Hippocrates. All right. You mean hypocrite. Yep. GW tournaments in Spain. People saying that this is the symbol of the right-wing Spanish group. Krieger in a trench says, it's why I'm of the opinion to tell anybody who gets their panties in a twist to F off, and that's it for everyone or no one. Yep. Jokes aren't meant to be taken seriously, but everyone keeps forgetting about it. That is also true. The Nazis were and are socialists. Yes. The National Socialists. The biggest trick of the Red is to tell that Nazis are not socialists. Yes, the NSDAP, the Nationalistische Sozialistische Arbeiterspartei, is the correct name of the NSDAP, which is Hitler's party, basically. The National Socialists. Nationalsozialistische Arbeiterspartei. It was called. I used to play Magic the Gathering against communists all the time. It's just an opportunity to crush them. Yes, take the opportunity when you can. If not, if they are sounding off. If not, if they can keep their ideology separate from the hobby, it's fine. If they're mouthing off, then just tell them to fuck off. Funny enough, I had a family who fought in the US military and German military in both world wars, so I just tell the SGWs that I'm related to a Nazi to watch them suspend. That's cool. My glut comes from every group that SGWs hate, and I love it. Chaos the Fate Weaver. My man. Well, the truth about my German family members, all the males of age were conscripted to fight in the Wehrmacht, and no one of them actually fought and survived Stalingrad. Sad to hear. I'm an old fan. Oh, here's Kim. Says, I'm an old fan. I started the hobby around 1995, but wasn't going... but what's going on at the moment just pukes me, and I don't buy anything from the workshops. They are just too expensive, and they are assholes. Pretty much. Not the store people, by the way, just who make the decisions, the Hasbro people. So I went to a GW store while wearing a fake bomb vest. Will I get kicked out of the store? Dude, do not try that. Or you can say you are cosplaying a dude who is this suicide, the living bomb. You're cosplaying a living bomb, and that's it. Manobu content the modding off. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Well, boys and girls, that was about it. Let me just transition back to me. Thank you very much for spending this hour with me. Thank you very much for the super chats. In the next stream, please, Nathan and the other guy. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Let me just scroll back. And Brett Verdesheim, please drop a comment into the comment section of this video and suggest a name and a faction of which you would like your designated name to be painted on one of the minis of that faction. I have demons, of which I have pink horrors, bloodletters, and plague bearers. I still have Raven Guard, Primaris Reavers. I have Thousand Suns, Plague Marines, Necron, and Tau. Just pick a faction, even pick a unit. I have Stealth Suits, Pathfinders as well. Pick a faction, pick a unit, and just tell me the given name you would like me to paint next time onto these miniatures. Another super chat from Skirmitar. Don't give your money to people who hate you. This is my mantra. GTG. Got to go now. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, friend. Thank you for your continuous support on Patreon and for your super chat as well. Please drop a comment here in the comment section with a name and a faction and a figurine you would like to have your designated name painted on next time. Probably next Saturday or somewhere on the week. I'll be keeping an eye out for the chat. All right. That was about it. Credits time. I would like to say a big thank you to all of you guys who donated today. Since my family is coming home now, this is the last time in December I will be hopefully traveling to Moscow. So I will get my wife and son back. Finally, things are looking out pretty good. So I will be seeing them after almost half a year of continuously not seeing them for only just once or 2 days per month. Thank you very much for the sponsors of the channel. RTLW, cromlech.eu with bitsofwar.com, and gamemat.eu. Thank you for the Patreon supporters: Nathan X2000, Asmagan, Skirmitar, Skeletkopf, Sci-Fi Law, and who else? Mr. Grizzly and Shiva, of course. They've been with me for like half a year. They are awesome people. If you would like to join Patreon, go to patreon.com/KillTeamHungry. I'm on Subscribestar as now, link in the description below, if you'd like to support me there. And of course, super chats are always welcome. If you'd like to donate directly through PayPal, that's also a thing. Link also in the description. And yeah, I'm trying to come back to you guys with some recorded content as well. Probably faction focus. And I need to record the 60-second lore if you ain't got time for more. Emperor's Children are up next. So I will try to scatman my way through the script. I need to say everything under 60 seconds. So that's about it. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. And do not let the bastards grind you down. That's my message to you guys. So, the Emperor detects.